Alright, a couple people have been asking me to do some tutorial type videos. So, I'm going to try it. We'll see what happens, see if people like it. But what I'm going to talk about, I've been working on this stand for my, I'll probably make this welding, this video is going to be about welding. But I'll probably make this welding video separate from this video for making my stand for my bandsaw. Okay, so I did each one of these welds with a different manipulation. And I'll explain what a manipulation is if you don't know. But so this is the first weld that I did, and the manipulation that I used was basically little circles, kind of like that, pretty small ones. So, and that kind of looks like with the welder, it looks like this. Yeah, I'm just making little circles. Okay, so second, this is a good one. I fall back on this one, the little circles, just because it's the first one my brain thinks about, I think, and it looks pretty good. This one, actually, I really like this style sometimes. This is called a, let's see, it'd be like a push or a whip and pause. So what I'm doing here is I'm starting out and I'll whip it out, and then I'll bring it back and let it fill in this part. And then I'll whip it out and I'll bring it back and I'll let it fill in this part, and I'll whip it out back and I'll bring it back and let it fill in that part. See if I can kind of show that here with this gun. Okay, so you heat it up, you bring it out, you bring it back pretty quick, and you kind of just pause there and let it fill up. Then you bring it out, then you bring it back and you pause there and let it fill up. Bring it out, bring it back. So you can kind of you can control how this kind of stacked look is by how far you whip, whip out and bring it back. So then the third method, ooh, that's still warm. The third method that I used, which is not one of my favorites, I guess, and it is this was the C method. Yeah, it's a C. So it's like that. So you're basically just drawing C's and kind of overlapping them. So like this. And then you come back up, and you come down, and you come back up, and you come down, and you come back up. And similarly, the last one that I did, which I don't use a lot, is kind of the same, more the same, but it's a simplified version of the C's. It's basically just up and down, which, yeah, that's my least favorite. I mean, look at that part right there didn't turn out good. I mean, you can make it look good. This one in here looks pretty good. But yeah, and see, that part right there looks pretty good too. But I don't know, a lot of it is about consistency. I should draw that on there. Just so basically this one is, yeah, just up and down. Instead of making C's, you're just kind of going up and down, up to the top of this side, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, you know. And if you, I don't know, if you space them out better, you know, closer, tighter, you're gonna get a more uniform bead like this one is over here. I think I just got sloppy on this last one, you know, and you know, my my zigs, or whatever you want to call them, were spaced kind of far apart. And then over here, it looks like I was probably much tighter, you know, just walking it back and forth, you know. Okay, anyways. So yeah, that's about, I mean, I think that's enough for a little tutorial about MIG welding. If you want to know what kind of welder I use, I've got this Millermatic 211. It's just a few years old. They still make this model, but the housing is a lot smaller. It's been a good welder. It's pretty simple. I mean, you kind of just dial in your heat. This will give you like a suggestion of, you know, how hot for what thickness. So if you're welding 1/8 inch, you put it in there, and then you just kind of tune it back and forth if you need a little hotter, a little colder. And then as far as the wire speed goes, I always just leave it on auto. I've never needed to change this. I just change the way I manipulate, or the way that I weld, to how the welder, you know, how the wire is coming out, I guess. But you can also, I mean, you should change your heat right here, basically, is all you need to do. So, yeah, that's about, I mean, I think that's good for a little tech tip. Thank you guys for watching my tech tip, and we'll catch you on the next one.